Hi everybody, this is Trina from 𝗥𝗲𝗹𝗁. Thank you for tuning into this vibration and this channel. If you're a subscriber, I want to say hi, welcome, especially if you're new. Thank you all for being here, and if you are new, it's so nice to have you, and we would love to have you join the community. I highly encourage you click the notification bell after you subscribe, because it helps you get notified at your preference of frequency, right? When I create a new video, I have to say it even helps me as a viewer to know when my favorite content creators post new stuff. It's just super helpful. So yeah, click subscribe and that notification bell to see new stuff. So anyways, I'm outside and I hope you're enjoying these cute flowers that I have no idea what they are, but they're so freaking cute. I'm so inspired by my plant, my peace lily plant, and it's just been amazing to observe her over the past year. It's literally about to be a year. When we go into July 4th or 5th, it will be 1 year that I've had this plant, and to witness her growth and just the changes that she's been through from all the seasons since last summer up until now, and we're about to go into summer in about a week or two on June 21st, summer solstice, so keep that in mind. But I'm so inspired by her that I wanted to drop in and make this quick video, because there's a little parable, there's a moral to this story that she's just inspiring me to share with you all. So we're gonna go over there, because I keep looking over that way because she's sitting outside right now soaking in sun. I watered her, but I want to show you to her, or show her to you, and then we're gonna talk about the amazing little moral to the story that, I think we all know the story, most of us, and if you don't, this is so awesome that you're going to hear it here on this channel. And if you do know this, it's such a great reminder, and it's so beautiful to witness it in things outside of ourselves, especially in nature. So let's go on over and visit Miss Peace Lily. So say hello to my Peace Lily, okay? Now, I think my partner, he found this pot for me, but inside is her actual pot. And until we're gonna get to it. She is gonna be making her way into this bigger pot, and she's in this one right now. Okay, so as you can see, I removed her from this decorative pot. It's much larger, and this is the pot she's in now. And Liz, if you look in here, it tells you it's a 10-inch. It's a 10-inch pot. Okay, now, just wait a second. So, I've had her since last July. Look at this beauty, guys. This is one of her first flowers of this year. And from now on until winter time, she's just going to be blooming more of these beautiful, beautiful flowers. Okay, you can see another one about to pop through. Hello, beautiful. But yeah, so her pot, the one that she was originally in, let's see if I can find it. She was in, I want to say it was this one, and this one is a 7 or 8 inch pot. So like I said, I've had her for a year. Okay, I've had her for a year. And I just noticed like things like this, for one. So I have to go through and like trim things. And who are you? Oh my God. Look at the tiniest ever. I don't know if that's is that a little moth? Well, hello. That is so cute. Okay, I've had her for a year, and I kept trying to figure out why she stopped growing flowers, for one. And wow, just look how erect this one is, how tall and happy they are. It's just amazing. Look at all these happy leaves. But sorry, I keep getting distracted. Boy. Anyways, let me turn the camera back around for a minute. I'm turning the camera around so I can stop looking at her and look at you guys and talk, so that I don't keep getting distracted. So and then I still look at her. Jesus. Okay, so I've had her for a year, and she had like some spurts, like plateaus, you could say, where like I wouldn't see flowers come in, and then even in the springtime I figured that she would blossom and she'd start to get flowers like everything else in nature started to bloom, but she didn't. And I was just like, what's going on? And I also noticed that some leaves were starting to droop. Like you see these down here, these are the older leaves, these are older, okay, but it was droopy, and I wasn't seeing any new growth. I wasn't seeing what you see, like for instance here. So you see this new leaf here coming in, and like I said, you see all these here. You see how I said this one is super happy? Look at all these that are standing like up, like higher. They're more erect, right? And whereas some of them are drooping down lower. So these have been here the longest, and they're older, and they're starting to come down more. Some I need to go ahead and I need to prune her, trim her, and stuff like that. So I realized, I was like, oh my God, you know, I looked down at her pot, I looked at her soil, and I was like, I imagine, you know, she's really grown since I first got her. She's really grown. Her roots are probably grown like crazy, and she's outgrown her pot. It's like, oh my God. And I had this realization in springtime, but I didn't have the soil yet, and I didn't know which pot to put her in. And then, you know, just I've got all this other stuff on my mind and things to do that I just kept forgetting it. Finally, I want to say like just 2 weeks ago, a week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, you know what, I want to do this. I want to take care of her, and I want to be outside. I want to just be in nature. I need some nature time. So I still had some soil left over, and as you can see, I have like those stack of pots over there, and I just needed to figure out, I needed to learn. I Googled how to repot a peace lily plant, and you know, I read the instructions and everything. So I picked out a pot that was only a few inches bigger than her original pot. Okay, a few inches. You don't want to, I don't know about any other plant, but for her, I can only choose a pot that's just slightly bigger than her original one. You don't want to give her too big of a space so that she'll be overwhelmed with the soil and getting watered. Just enough space to let her roots expand. And wow. So I went from that 6 to 7 inch pot to this 10-inch pot. And the instructions said that for like 2 to 3 days, she would be droopy and wilt a little and then perk up. She did not wilt. She did not get droopy. She immediately got happy. Oh my God. Like, okay, plane overhead, so let's pause. I think I left off saying that after I moved her into her new pot, she did not droop. She didn't wilt. She didn't do none of that shit. Instead, her leaves, even the droopy, okay, I'm sorry, you see how like this one right here is down here? Okay, well beforehand it was like down here. A lot of these right here, the older ones, were really low, and they perked up. And like I said, I just repotted her 1 to 2 weeks ago. Now I'm gonna show you her again so that you can pay attention to her growth. Turning the camera back around. Since being repotted, this mama, do you see all her new leaves? Do you see all these new leaves? The new coming in and growing? And I mean, just, can I say with an oomph? Look at this. Oh my goodness. And even all these ones that I keep saying are LOLable, right? LOL, erect, ha ha ha, some of you with your dirty minds. But yeah, look, you see how, not really sure about how this new one already got this spot here. Okay, I'm not like a big master and guru at gardening, so not really sure about what's going on there, but I'll look into it. But do you see how these tall? Look at, okay, look at that new baby. Oh my goodness. Just, oh my goodness, look at all this new. Okay, so the point is there is tons and tons and tons of new growth, including her. I sat and watched her right after I watered her, repotted her, repotted, and then within days of being repotted, this baby was down here and she looked like that, and now she's opened up. So it's so fun to watch plants. It's so fun to watch nature go through its stages and blossom. Like I get so excited. So here's a new baby. I'm so excited for her to open up. So, moral of the story, right? That she was comfortable where she was. You know, she was comfortable in her pot, or maybe she wasn't comfortable actually, but she wasn't dying. She was droopy though. Some leaves were really droopy, and she didn't have any new growth. She didn't have any flowers blossoming, you know? She wasn't letting her full beauty out. But once I took the time to find her a new home, a slightly bigger pot, okay? She had to be uncomfortable for a few minutes as I took her out of her old pot, shook off the old soil, got her new foundation ready, put her in it, and tucked her in nice and neat with some new soil, right? Sorry guys, these planes are annoying, but I'm just gonna keep rolling because I'm not gonna get sidetracked. But come over here, I'll show you something really cute and funny. I'm outside and Wolfie's inside in my office, like looking at me like, Ma, why am I not outside with you? Who's the cutie? Hi, cutie. I'm gonna let him out in a minute. It's just, I wanted to record this without any distractions. The planes are enough distraction as it is. Okay, so she had to go through this minuscule, in the grand scheme of things, a minuscule time of discomfort and unfamiliarity to be put into a new home. But after she was able to withstand that, allow me to help her with that, and now she's got all this new growth. She's growing all these new leaves. She's growing her beautiful peace lilies, right? She's just bursting with magic and awesomeness. So moral of the story is that we are the same way. Okay, humans, we can allow, we can create, we can give ourselves new space and create space to grow. It can be uncomfortable. Change is so uncomfortable for so many people. I'm like such of this huge free hippie spirit, and change has always been exciting to me. But in the past few years, really everybody? Like really? So in the past few years though, I've gone through some uncomfortable changes that are not so exciting. I wasn't like, yeah, this is awesome, woo, new adventure. You know, and sometimes there were things that I went through that I knew were going to be go away, mosquito, go. There were things that I knew that were going to be possibly uncomfortable, and I definitely knew some things were uncomfortable. But I tried to shift my mindset to where, like, this is a new adventure, and there's going to be growth from this. It's new territory, but I'll get some growth out of this. Sorry, I'm like trying to swat this mosquito out the way. So there's that. But yeah, sometimes stepping into new space is exciting. It's fun. But sometimes it is scary. Sometimes it is uncomfortable. Whatever your experience is on this spectrum, because sometimes you're excited and scared, right? Sometimes it's a mix of emotions. And sometimes in life, we are forced into new spaces. Sometimes we feel nudged to create new space. So wherever you are on that spectrum of how space comes to be, right? Whatever your story is, point is, either you are about to step into new space, you're guided to create new space, whatever your story, point is, that space is going to allow you the room to grow and expand. Like her roots obviously are so happy. They're growing out and spreading out. She's getting deeper roots, a deeper foundation, and she's having higher growth. She's getting taller. Her leaves are getting taller. Her flowers are going to come out and go crazy. Like it's just, I just cannot wait. So remember when I showed you the decorative pot? And I was like, okay, I'll tell you about that later. Like that pot is so much bigger than her original pot. And I thought that I could move her from her original pot directly into that big pot. And then when I read the instructions, it was like, no, don't do that. Only go a few inches bigger. So she's currently in a 10-inch, and that one right there is like, it's not even 2 or 3 bigger. Like that's probably 2 steps ahead. I might have to put her into one more pot, and then after that I'll move her into this really pretty brown pot. But you know, that's a goal of mine, to get her into that space, a bigger space. But she has to take the necessary steps to get there. And you know, we can learn from Miss Peace Lily, right? Where whatever your story is, right? Whatever your story is about space and growing, maybe some of you can go to this new space, and then your next step will be that bigger space which you're really hoping for. But some of us have to take a few more steps like her, right? To move into a slightly bigger pot, move into a slightly bigger space to expand a little bit more. And then after that, you take a further step and expand into that space more, grow with yourself and everything, right? There's all kinds of things that we expand in, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, right? And with our goals in life, with things that we need to accomplish, learn, overcome, whatever your story is, right? But so some of us have to take those steps and move into a slightly bigger space until we reach that bigger space that we see down the road, that we want down the road, but seems to be a little bit out of reach because it's a much bigger goal. It's something, a bigger picture, right? So you could see it like that, as, wow, these mosquitoes. You could see it as goals too. Like sometimes, you know, try to see things in bite sizes rather than just from A to Z. Go ahead and take that A, B, C, D, take those steps to get to the final destination. And then even when you get to that final destination, your growth doesn't end there. We continue to expand. We are consciousness incarnated into physical form. So consciousness never dies. It continues to expand and expand and expand. So once you make it to that big space that you know you're headed towards, right? Eventually you're gonna expand even more. But then again, by then you already know the stories and you already know the lessons and how to get there. I don't know if you heard 𝗨𝗨𝗨𝗨. Yeah. I don't know what he's saying, but yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of spiritual wisdom. Maybe even a life lesson, really, right? It's a life lesson because it's not just about spiritual maturity. It's this growth and space can be applied to every single area of your life. And I'm using the word goal. I'm gonna have to retreat into the house. The mosquitoes are crazy here. I'm using the word goal because for me lately, I'm working more on the physical end of my existence. I've worked for so long on my spiritual life and healing and things. And now, as you can, you're tuning in more, so you're seeing I'm working more on my business. And I realized I left my keys on the table. I'm a hot mess. Yeah, thanks for hanging with me, guys. So yeah, I use the word goals because that is what I'm aiming for right now. I'm focusing more on physical embodiment, the physical side of my life, my body. So please tune in because, I'm going to be talking more about the body, physical embodiment. I have a course coming up that helps with physical embodiment, but also balancing that with your mental health, your spiritual health. And I'm actually in the middle of blogging, and I haven't blogged in a while, but literally I started it this morning, and the blog post is about, lost my train of thought there for a minute. The blog post is about my new journey I'm on. I'm really like, if you've been like poking in here or there, you kind of know that there's changes going on in my life. But if you don't know, like if you pop in on my Instagram, you're going to see like I put up this post and I've got like butterflies, and actually the butterflies are this color. You know, I've got butterflies all around me, and I talk about how I'm going through some significant changes, life changes. I'm aware of it. And at that time, I'm like, I don't even know all of what these changes are, but I'm going through them. It's happening, and it's so happening. And I mention these changes in my newest podcast episodes, episode 5 with Scarlet Raven. And I just fully finished the final edit on episode 6. Stay tuned. It's with Sarah Willis. She's awesome. I'm just so grateful that I'm being led to all these fucking awesome women. This is dope. So dope. So I keep talking about changes and the divine feminine and us stepping into our power. It's so much, and not related to this. It is related to this video and not. It's just a whole nother topic. So I just highly suggest you go check out my podcast, She of the Throne, and these episodes. Episode 6 will be out very, very soon. Hang tight for that. Of course, I'll drop a video, and I'm going to be all over social media once I do. When I don't really have like big announcements, I don't poke in there as much for my own sanity and energy maintenance. But yeah, that's why when I talk about space, the terms I used when I referred to this moral of the story about space, I kept saying goals, because for me, that's what's happening right now for me. Goals in the physical. But maybe you have more goals, or you're trying to learn new things or understand things about yourself in the spiritual, about your emotional side of yourself, healing in general. Okay, and you can see these as goals as well too, right? They're healing goals. You're on a journey too. We're all on a journey. There goes Wolf to check the front door. So I'm gonna get off here because his barking is only gonna increase, because that's just what Wolf does. Like, we've lived here for a few months and he's still not used to us having neighbors. Yeah, we have neighbors above us. So thank you for tuning in. Like I said, if this resonates, if my work resonates with you, you know what to do. I hope to see you. I hope to see you on my other platforms, but please subscribe to my YouTube channel and click that notification bell so you can get notified. And just, don't be a stranger. Comment, share, all that good stuff helps with the algorithms too, because it's beyond me at this point. Like, I'm like, YouTube, what now? Same with Instagram and everything, whatever. So, all right. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for being here. And I can't do my prayer pose with my hands, but all the same, Namaste, 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍 𝗨𝗟 𝗍𝗏. Ciao, guys.